I'm Ted Kaufman, Chair of the Congressional Oversight Panel. I'm here to introduce our January report, an update on TARP support for the domestic automotive industry. At the height of the financial crisis, the American auto industry was on the verge of collapse. Chrysler and General Motors, two of the largest manufacturing companies in America, two of the icons of American industry, could no longer secure the credit they needed to run their businesses. To prevent their failure and the potential loss of over 1 million jobs, the government stepped in. It spent nearly $85 billion from the Troubled Asset Relief Program to rescue GM, Chrysler, and the major automotive finance company GMAC, now called Ally Financial. The panel last examined the auto bailouts in the depth in September of 2009. Since then, there has been some good news. The financial state of taxpayers' investments has starkly improved. As of our previous report, the Congressional Budget Office estimated that taxpayers would lose $40 billion in the auto industry. Now they estimate we'll lose only $19 billion. All three of the bailed out companies have largely stabilized, and the overall auto bailout program appears to be on a promising course. Even so, real concerns still remain. The companies that received automobile bailouts funds continue to face uncertain futures, and taxpayers remain at the financial risk. Furthermore, Treasury's efforts have in some cases lacked transparency and accountability. For example, in each of its automotive bailouts, Treasury has cited 3 goals: saving American jobs, recovering taxpayer money, and acting as a reluctant, hands-off shareholder. Unfortunately, these goals have regularly come into conflict. In the case of GM, Treasury sold much of its stake in the company when the share price was nearly 26% lower than needed to recover taxpayers' investment in full. By selling at that point, Treasury may have acted reasonably as a reluctant shareholder, but it also locked in a loss of billions of dollars and greatly reduced the odds that taxpayers will ever be repaid in full. Similarly, with Chrysler, Treasury sold its position in Chrysler Financial so hastily that it may not have performed basic due diligence and may have left money on the table. With Ally Financial, Treasury's position as a reluctant shareholder appears to have come at the expense of profitability. Any private investor that held shares of both Ally and a major auto manufacturer would urge the companies to work together for higher profits. Treasury, however, has chosen not to do so, consistent with its hands-off philosophy. Let me be perfectly clear. In all of these cases, Treasury's actions may well have been reasonable. Its hands-off approach serves as an important purpose. It reassures market participants about the limited scope of government intervention. Even so, these examples show that Treasury's stated goals are often contradictory. Virtually any action may be defended as either improving taxpayers' return or maintaining a hands-off approach. As such, it is difficult for any outside observer to judge whether Treasury results meet any particular goal or qualify as successful. Finally, the panel is concerned that Treasury's intervention in GM and Chrysler sent a damaging message to the market. In effect, Treasury demonstrated that any sufficiently large American corporation, even if it's not a bank, may be considered too big to fail. Very large companies now have good reason to believe that they are immune from the usual rules of the market, that no matter how badly they mess up, Uncle Sam will bear the consequences of their mistakes. Not only could this belief prompt large companies to take excessive risks, but it puts other, more competently managed companies at a disadvantage. As a result, the consequences of Treasury's intervention will linger long after taxpayers have sold their last share of stock in the auto industry. You can read the full report and offer your own views by visiting our website, cop.senate.gov.